Hi, welcome to the open house for the MS program in computer science. My name is Gustavo Bejarano. I am the program director, and I'm an associate professor in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. I joined LMU in 2011, so this is almost my 10th year. The purpose of my presentation is to give you a broad overview of our MS program. I want to talk about the courses that you need to complete to graduate, the different areas of research of our faculty members, opportunities for financial aid, and also the assistance that students can receive for finding jobs and finding internships. So let me begin by sharing my presentation. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get it on the screen. There it is. Okay, so let's start with the degree requirements of the program. So students have to complete 30 units to graduate. The time commitment that you need to make for a course is measured in units. So for example, so let's take a look at the definition of 1 unit. Okay, so 1 unit means that you need to dedicate 3 hours of work on average per week for 15 weeks. Though the work that you do needs to be supervised by an instructor. It needs to address learning outcomes, and the instructor has to assess the level of attainment of those learning outcomes. Those are your grades. Okay, so that's 1 unit. Our courses are 3 units each. Okay, so that means that on average, you're going to spend 3 times 3 hours per week. Okay, 9 hours per week per course. Okay, so the reason I'm bringing this up is that some of you may be working professionals. Some other students may be full-time students. So you need to have an idea of what time commitment you're going to have per for the courses that you register in a semester. Okay, so next, let's go through all the courses that you need to complete to graduate. So the computer science program has 2 courses that are required: computability and complexity, and programming language semantics. Then students have a sequence of elective courses. Okay, so you need to complete 3 courses that can be 500 or 600 level courses. Over here, you have a sequence of sample elective courses. So you notice that there are 500 level courses and there are 600 level courses. Okay, so you need to complete 3 courses that are either 500 or 600 level. And then you need to complete 2 courses that must be 600 level. Okay, all of those are electives. And then students select 1 out of 3 options. Basically, what you're selecting in this case is whether you want to do a capstone project or a thesis. Okay, now within the thesis, you have 2 options. The reason is that your thesis may count for 6 units or 9 units. That depends on that it's your choice. It depends on how deep you want to go into one particular subject area. Okay, so if you want depth versus breadth, then you would go for 9 units of thesis. Okay. On the other hand, if your interest is breadth instead of depth, then that would be option 1. Okay, that's you take 3 units of a capstone project, and everything else are elective courses, plus the 2 required courses. So that's the structure of our program. Once you enroll in our program, you're going to have a meeting with an academic advisor. You're going to be assigned to an academic advisor. And the academic advisor is going to help you come up with a study plan. So what I'm presenting over here is a sample study plan. It doesn't mean that your plan is going to be this one. You can adjust it according to your needs. So over here, you see, first, take a look at the duration of the program. It's 4 semesters. Okay, that means that you can complete the program in around 2 years. You can decrease the duration of the program. Let's say you could graduate in three semesters. That's around 1.5 years. If you take more courses per semester, right? So you could potentially move this course up there, and then you could move one course over here to make room for this one over there. Okay, so yeah, but that's for full-time students. Now, if you're a working professional, my advice is that you register 1 or 2 courses per semester. Okay, so the duration of the program will now be 2.5 years to 3 years. Okay, and you can adjust this according to your needs. Next, I want to give you a sample of a course so that you have an idea of how the courses look like. So what you're seeing over here is a course called Wireless Networks, and actually this is a course of my own. And let me go to our website. So here is the website of the course. The website is called Brightspace. All instructors have access to it, including students as well. Students have access to Brightspace. And instructors post their course materials in this website. Wireless Networks, which is one of my courses, is also in Brightspace, and this is the website. So I just clicked on content, and I'm giving you an example of the different course materials that I made available. Depending on your instructor, you will find different course materials. So for example, I have a section for the syllabus. I have a section for the PowerPoint presentations. I have another section for the lecture videos. Some instructors record their lectures and they make the lecture videos available in Brightspace. And there's another section for weekly homework assignments. There's another section for midterms. There's another section for simulation problems. And students also have to submit a final project. So this gives you an idea of the interaction that you're going to have with instructors online. And this is while the COVID situation is ongoing. After the COVID situation is over, then we hope to go back to in-person instruction. But even in that situation, students and instructors continue using Brightspace. So as I was mentioning, students can select one of 2 options. You can do Capstone or you can do Thesis. The slide that I'm presenting now is about Capstone. Okay, so this is a 1 semester project. It's 3 units. It is project-based. You're going to have a Capstone advisor, and you're going to work on a topic of your interest. So for example, let's say that you're interested in the applications of deep learning. Okay, and that's a very common subject among students today, given the interest in artificial intelligence. So some students are applying deep learning for, let's say they want to do deep learning for well, one case in particular, student is doing deep learning to detect potholes on roads. Okay, so well, you have a topic of your interest. You meet with your advisor. The advisor will let you know, okay, if you want to work on deep learning, please go ahead and talk to the faculty members that work in deep learning, and they are always willing to work with students. So then you, the Capstone advisor and yourself will come up with a project proposal. The objective of the proposal is first to list the research problem that you're going to be addressing. We also want to make sure that you have all the resources and needed. So all the software you're going to use and all the hardware that you're going to use. We have to make sure that we have it available on campus. And we also want to make sure that the complexity of your research problem is complex enough to be completed within 1 semester. Okay, we cannot give you a trivial problem that you can finish, let's say, in 2 weeks and count that for Capstone, and we cannot give you a project that is too complex that you're not going to be able to finish it within the time commitment of 3 units. Okay, so yeah, so one of the roles of the Capstone advisor is to scope the project to a complexity that is appropriate for 3 units. Okay. Now, the idea of the Capstone project is that you apply the knowledge and skills that you developed on a problem that's still to be solved. Okay, it's not like a laboratory assignment into which, let's say, that you're doing, I don't know, some search algorithm for data structures, which is already developed. No, in this case, we want to tackle a problem that has no solution yet. Okay, and the idea is that you make one small step in solving that problem. Okay, hopefully that's the case, and then students can submit it for publication, and hopefully the publication gets accepted, and then they can go and travel and present their work at a professional conference. That's a very good experience for students to develop oral presentation skills and writing skills. Okay, so that's the Capstone project. The pictures that you see there are 2 students who are presenting their Capstone projects to faculty. So at the end of the semester, you're going to present this to faculty, and faculty members are going to ask questions about your work. And basically what we're doing is assessing the level of attainment of the objectives that you presented in the proposal. The other option is the thesis. The thesis, you can think of it as like an extended Capstone project, therefore the complexity and the contribution that you can make is going to be greater. So students can register a maximum of 3 units per semester of thesis, and the maximum number of units for a thesis is 9. Okay, so you can do either 2 semesters of thesis, that's 6 units, or 9 units, which is 3 semesters. For the thesis, we do expect that you do an original contribution, and then you submit your work for publication. For the Capstone project, that is not required, submit the work for publication, because, well, keep in mind that it is a research problem, and there is some level of uncertainty on the solution that we're proposing to the problem. However, if it is a thesis, you will have enough time to make an original contribution, and we do expect that you submit it for publication. So over there, you're seeing examples of formal publications of students. So we have publications in IEEE journals and conferences. This is an example of a work on deep learning. The student was trying to classify speech of persons who went through a stroke. So they lost their ability to speak, but they can still make movements. So we were detecting the movements via wireless sensors. That was my contribution to the project. That's one of my areas of expertise: wireless sensors and wireless networks. And then we also collaborated with another faculty member whose area of research is deep learning. So we collected the data, and then they trained the network, and we evaluated the ability of the network to classify different movements of the person. Now let's talk about an option that all students can apply to. That's the dual degree. Students can complete the MS program and the MBA as a dual degree. Okay, the total number of units in this case is going to be twice. Okay, so for the MS program alone, you have to complete 30 units. For the dual degree, you will have to complete 60 units. Okay, so the way it works is as follows. Well, first, you're going to have 2 academic advisors. You're going to have one academic advisor for the computer science degree and another academic advisor for the MBA degree. You're going to meet with them every semester to work on your study plan. Okay, you want to see what courses you're going to register and make sure that you're making good progress towards graduation. You can apply to the dual degree program in the following manner. So first, you join the MS program only. Okay? You join the MS program and you're going to complete 12 units of the MS program with a GPA of at least 3.0. At that point, you become eligible to apply to the dual degree, and if you want, well, you can join the dual degree program. In that case, you're going to complete 36 units of MBA courses and 24 units of computer science, okay, for a total of 60 units. If you're a full-time student, you can complete this probably in 3 to 3.5 years. Okay, if you're a working professional, it's going to take you longer, okay, probably 4 years, 5 years. Okay. Now, I'm just going to go through a sequence of slides that show the different topics that current students and faculty are working on. You will see that the topics include computer engineering and electrical engineering, because we work in close relationship with those programs. So students and faculty are working on cognitive systems, bioinformatics, game design and architecture, autonomous drone systems, ultrafast imaging and remote sensing, wireless sensor networks and the Internet of Things, deep learning and machine learning, software-defined radio and CubeSats, green energy, antenna design, and motion capture systems. Okay, so those are the topics that the current faculty and students are working on. So you have an idea of what elective courses you can register. For the full list of elective courses, you can go to the bulletin description of our program, which is available online. But you can contact me if you have questions. What are the admission requirements? Well, first, you should possess a bachelor's degree in computer science, mathematics, or closely related field. What happens if you're let's say that you have a degree, let's say in computer engineering, or you have a degree in electrical engineering and you want to do computer science? Well, you may be required to do prerequisite courses if we don't find those courses in your transcript. So, for example, let's say that your major is electrical engineering and you want to complete this program in computer science. Well, we're going to make sure that you have those courses completed. Okay. If we see that you don't have them, then we're going to add those courses to your study plan. So instead of having to complete 30 units, you're going to have to complete more units, depending on how many prerequisite courses you need to complete. Okay. The application materials. Well, you need to submit the online form, the application fee of $50, 2 official transcripts of all schools that you attended after graduation. If you are an international student, you also need to submit a transcript evaluation, and you also have to submit your TOEFL or IELTS score if your country of origin is a non-English speaking country. Okay. All students have to submit a letter of intent. We want to know about your background. So if you're a working professional, we want to know about your job responsibilities, your achievements in your job. If you're a recent graduate, we also want to hear about the projects that you were involved in your undergraduate program. We want to know what is it that you're interested in about our program, and what your plans are after graduation. Okay, so this letter should be somewhere between 1 and 2 pages. And then optional items include letters of recommendation and GRE. Okay. There are certificate programs. This is for students who are not interested in committing to the complete MS program. So the MS program is 30 units. Okay. If you are not sure, or perhaps you're just interested in a particular subject, then you can do a certificate. So a certificate has a duration of 3 semesters, and it consists of 3 to 4 courses depending on the certificate. Now, you may complete the certificate. Let's say that you complete 3 courses of the certificate, and then you're interested in continuing the MS program. Well, in that case, we're going to count the courses of the certificate for the MS program. Okay, so you can start by completing three courses, and if you decide to keep going with the MS program, well, you enroll in the MS program, and now you have to complete 7 courses because you already completed 3 for the certificate. There are 2 certificate programs. One of them is in software architecture, and the other one is in cybersecurity. Okay. Financial aid. Students can work on campus as assistants. Okay. You can be a graduate research assistant or a range research assistant. The pay rate is $18 per hour. This is usually these opportunities are for full-time students. Okay, working professionals most probably won't have time to do this, but you can apply if you're interested. So yes, it's such a part-time employment with the university at a pay rate of $18 per hour. The appointment is on average 10 hours per week. The responsibilities for research assistants include helping faculty members in doing experiments in their lab, doing literature reviews for their papers. On the other hand, teaching assistants are going to help faculty in their courses. So they're going to help with grading courses, or perhaps they're going to help undergraduate students complete their laboratory assignments. There are need-based scholarships. For scholarships, there's no time commitment. This is not part-time employment. You're just going to be given a reduced tuition. The average amount of the scholarship is $2,000 per semester, and these are need-based. Okay, so all students are eligible to apply every semester. Then there are on-campus jobs as well. So you can work, for example, at the controller's office or at the parking office. Of course, this is after we return from the stay-at-home orders for COVID. Okay, and then we have the Office of National and International Fellowships in case you're interested in applying for external funding opportunities. They're going to help you prepare your application. We have the Career and Professional Development Office. They help you prepare for interviews. They help you prepare your resume, and they help you find internship and job opportunities. Erica Privet is the person in the CPD office who works with students of our program. You can make an appointment with her to review your resume, to do mock interviews. Recent employers of our students include the industry in the vicinity of our campus. That includes Raytheon, Boeing, Aerospace Corporation, HRO Laboratories, and so on. This is it. That's the end of the presentation. This is my contact information. Feel free to contact me if you have questions. I'm available via email. We can schedule a Zoom meeting, or we can schedule a phone conversation.